2nd and 10. Dalton looking deep. Green trying to get separation. He's got it. Stays on his feet. Cuts back at the 25. Green is still going, and he goes down at the 24-yard line. Cedric Benson, 1st and 10 for Dalton. He will throw on 1st down. Looking for the home run ball, and A.J. Green. Oh, what a catch! A.J. Green inside the 10-yard line.
So Hawkins picks up the 1st down, and Dalton goes to work through the air again. Deep downfield, and this one's complete. And Green has it all of a sudden.
Bernard told us he's never really been the guy for a full season. Last year, the split time with Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis at North Carolina. Always so many running backs as they find a wide open A.J. Green inside the Ravens 30.
With just about 5 minutes to go in the ballgame.
Bengals have all 3 timeouts, 2nd and 7. Dalton's going to take his shot. Near side, it is caught. A.J. Green cutting back, and he's in.
Wow. So Flacco goes deep, and now does Dalton to A.J. Green.
77 yards as Green puts them back in their seats.
Hill now in the backfield on 1st and 10 from the 47. Time for Dalton. Throws it up, and A.J. Green's got his man beat. Got past McCourty.
A lot of guys to get the ball to in this offense.
Wake up! Dalton to throw again. Got A.J. Green inside the 5-yard line. Loses it on the ground. They say ball is down. It'll be 1st and goal at the 4.
You're used to having that time to jam the receiver and to get pass interference.
And now Dalton going deep, and that is hauled in by A.J. Green. Walks over to the sideline. Logan Ryan takes his place, and working in that direction is Dalton to A.J. Green for the touchdown.
They're playing without their leader, Paul Posluszny, who went down in week 7. Dalton slings it end zone. He's got his man for the Cincinnati touchdown. A.J. Green, 28 yards, and Cincinnati builds on its lead.
Dalton with the play fake and going to throw sidelines. Got his man. That's A.J. Green. Dalton going to go deep up the sideline. It is caught by Green. Perfect pass by Andy Dalton. Dalton throws, quick slant. That's complete. A.J. Green fighting his way inside the 25-yard line, and another 1st down for Cincinnati. 100-yard game this year. And this time he's going to go deep down this sideline. It is caught. A.J. Green for the touchdown.
Another extended drive by Dalton. 10 plays, 2nd and 9. From inside the 14. Dalton going end zone. A.J. Green for the Cincinnati touchdown.
13 victory. 1st down for the Bengals. Fake it. Deep ball. Dalton looking for it all. A.J. Green spinning away. Brought down inside the 15. Polamalu and Mitchell. Bernard remains in the backfield. Marshall Newhouse is in for Cincinnati on the O-line. Dalton, long ball, separation. A.J. Green's got it. Makes a cut. Now it's a foot race. Green all the way. Touchdown, Bengals. 81 yards on the bomb. Cincinnati on the move. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Green now at 224 yards receiving. A new career high. Dalton steps up. Has some room. Dalton will pick up 3 on the play.
On 3rd down, Dalton takes the snap, looks to throw, middle of the field, has A.J. Green for a 1st down, wide open, inside the 15, down to the 11. Larry Asante.
2nd and 7. Dalton, protection is there. Dalton to the end zone. A.J. Green going upstairs for the touchdown. Cincinnati strikes first in the jungle.
You got enough, don't you?
First and 17. Dalton on time to A.J. Green. Strong throw by Dalton. 23 yards and a first down.
Bengals are 3 for 4 on third downs today. It's 3rd and 9. 5 on the play clock. Dalton fires to A.J. Green on the sideline, and he makes that catch. Dalton looking deep for Green. He's got separation, and he's got the catch at the 25-yard line. Dalton looking deep for A.J. Green. He's got it at the 28. Inside the 20 for A.J. Green, a gain of 44 in the last 35 minutes here today. Dalton throws. A.J. Green at the 50. Green off to the races. Green still going. A.J. Green at the 5. Touchdown, Cincinnati. 80 yards. What an answer by Dalton and the Bengals.
Wow. Oh. Matchup they didn't like.
3 on the play clock. Dalton out of the shotgun. Fires for the end zone to Green. And he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The second of the day for A.J. Green.
Wow, the Cincinnati Bengals have answered and answered again. 3rd and 2 here for Dalton. He'll work from the gun. Low snap. Dalton finally picks it up off the turf, takes a shot, has Green off a broken play deep inside Kansas City territory. Forced out of bounds by Hussein Abdullah.
Nickel package. Ross Cockrell is in the game for Pittsburgh. 2nd and 7. Dalton in the pocket. Lets it fly. It's handled. A.J. Green. The high throw, but he's a 6'4" target. It's a 3rd and 2. Dalton, deep ball, sideline. A.J. Green over the shoulder grab. Dalton guns it. He's got Green for the touchdown.
Watt in there again. Dalton steps up and throws complete for the first down to A.J. Green. At the big moment, they make the catch at the 37, and the Bengals want to jump the ball and keep going.
In the opening quarter. Dalton deep downfield, and that will be hauled in on the run by Green. Powers that time was covering him.
Wide open is A.J. Green for the touchdown.
A lot of layups in my hometown that didn't go in the coop.
Better believe that. Into the end zone. And it is a touchdown for A.J. Green.
Play action. Dalton taking the shot down the field. A.J. Green's got it. A.J. Green gets tripped up. A touchdown-saving tackle by Tramon Williams. Taken over at the 46. Play action. Dalton. A.J. Green wide open. And Green up to the 32, gets 23. Dante Whitner finally there to bring him down with Tramon Williams.
He's down. He said he weighs 227 to try to play this scheme. I felt sorry for him. I wanted to feed him.
Dalton to the end zone. Touchdown, A.J. Green. 23 yards again, and that was just too easy. 2nd down and 8. Play action. Looking for A.J. Green. And it's, well, one is saying complete, one saying incomplete.
He doesn't get the same number of reps during the week of practice that Andy Dalton did.
Aaron going to go deep. Got his man open. It is caught. A.J. Green shaking off 2 tacklers, and he's got the touchdown.
You don't have to be real complicated with your play calling when you have A.J. Green. You got one-on-one on the outside. A.J. McCarron just throwing a little pat and go. Throwing it down the sideline. Beating Antoine Blake. Mike Mitchell coming over the top to try and help.
At Fountain Square here in Cincinnati, and those of you celebrating this 8th night of Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah to you. That pass is complete to A.J. Green. Adds to his numbers. inside the 40 to about the 36 of the Steelers.
McCarron just didn't have time to get rid of it.
McCarron's going to throw it. No, it's 2nd and 5. He's got Green right on cue. Over the shoulder catch inside San Francisco territory as he beats Tremaine Brock for a 37-yard pickup.
Wahey, their first-round pick, is in there as an extra blocker to protect McCarron, who fires on time, and the toes tapped inbounds by Green. Yes. McCarron looks and throws to Green. A.J. caught it, got his feet down. Spectacular touchdown for the Bengals. Spectacular, to say the least.
And they fake it to Hill and throw it to the end zone, and that is a touchdown for A.J. Green. He went up and got it next to Sharice Wright.
I don't know how you defend that.
A.J. McCarron a chance to win this game.
Here's a 3rd and 7. And McCarron goes down the field, and it's caught, and Green's in for the touchdown. Second series for Cincinnati. Look at this formation. They only had 3 down linemen, and Green takes a little bubble screen out for about 15, maybe 16 yards. New England trying to fill the void. Lost when they lost Marvin Jones and Mohamed Sanu. The free agency looking for the long ball, and the man is there. Green has it for the touchdown. Dalton with the long strike, and Green beats Revis for the score. Return to their seats. Bring it over to the near side with Green without block, and he's past the 20. And here he goes sprinting down the sidelines before stumbling out at about the 37. They mark him.
Went back to work when the offseason started, and
Dalton got one-on-one down this side, and it is
what a catch.
Caught. What an amazing effort by A.J. Green.
Ryan Hewitt, 89. Boy, what a block.
Here's the play action fake. Dalton steps up away from the pressure, and he goes deep. Green is down there. Oh, he caught it. Right over Howard. 3rd and 4.
Double blitz, picked up well.
Green, stiff arm, and all the way inside the 10. Boy, he just beat Howard on the jump ball, and this time.
The football, especially against defenses that blitz, man-to-man, you got to keep him in the pocket.
Here's a quick toss. And he breaks the tackle and is in for the touchdown.
For the Dolphins, got to step up in there and make some tackles.
2nd and 8. Dalton straight right back and pulled in again by Green, who's having a monster start to this one. Oh, he did not have a leg planted at that time. 1st and 10. And down the field they go. Looking for Green, and he makes the basket catch inside the 20.
Shaka. Dalton lets it fly. Bang, bang play as A.J. Green secures it and absorbs the hit from Deron Harmon.
To start for Cincinnati. Dalton, quick pass. A.J. Green in space. A.J. Green across the 35, and he's got a Cincinnati first down. 3rd down and 9. So the options here, they're toss one in the end zone or a quick out route to try to get in field goal range. Looks like they're going to go deep. Dalton to the end zone, down the field, and it is deflected and caught! Touchdown! A.J. Green! Prayer answered for the Bengals! So much to her and vice versa. 7:35 to go. Dalton taking a deep shot on 1st down the sideline. One-handed catch. A.J. Green. Have a day, A.J.
Dalton for the outside on 1st down. It is A.J. Green. Receptions, but 3 penalties, and he's gotten his hands on a couple. Now on 3rd and 10, it is Green. And Green with a terrific 2nd and 3rd effort picks up a Bengals 1st down. Green with only 1 reception in the first half, 5 here in the 3rd quarter. He's heating up. Dalton near side. It is Green once again.
Such a threat down the middle of the field.
Play action on first down. Dalton looking for Green, and A.J. Green makes the catch. A spectacular catch, and there are 2 flags.
He's been on the staff for 14 years, primarily as the quarterback coach. After the fake, it's a touchdown to A.J. Green. That didn't take long for Cincinnati to respond. Deep throw. Green the catch. And John, to your point, now the Bengals have to be saying that they wish they had moved more quickly the last couple of plays.
Earlier with the ESPN people, we had fans hanging over the railing, and that was a very enjoyable experience.
Dalton on target. Again, a lot of action involved in that play, and A.J. Green.
Woodhead escorted off the field earlier. 1st and 14. Sort of play action fake from Dalton's going to throw on the run. What a play as he connects finally with A.J. Green for the first time today. First down, catch a pickup of 14.
But they have not given Obwehi any help on number 55 all day.
Dalton throwing a dart, and that is caught. That's Green spitting away from trouble. Green looking to cut back. Stiff arms a man, and he is out of bounds just inside the 45-yard line. First big play from Green today.
He's always tried to find that balance and find other guys to get away from that special connection with A.J. How about hitting one right now? Going deep for Green. 3 guys there. A.J.'s there. Take all those numbers. Connection works just fine.
It's 3rd and 8 from the 10 as Dalton goes end zone, and it is held on for the catch and the touchdown by Green. Dalton takes the handoff and throws across the middle, and he's got a completion to Green out across the 40.
This is big. Here we go.
Mixon, the running back for Cincinnati. Straight drop, Dalton's pass. On target, and there it is, Green.
Let off the hook by that 3 and out from Sean Kaiser and the Browns. So Dalton goes to the airways on 1st and 10, and he completes right up the seam to his star wide receiver, A.J. Green. Dalton, fade pass, end zone, it's caught. A.J. Green for the touchdown. A brilliant pass by Dalton.
Now, he wasn't scheduled to be a starter, but because of the problems for the Bengals offensive line, he was going to get some time again this week. And a long pass for A.J. Green. He's wide open inside the 20-yard line, and he's going to go. Giovanni Bernard checks in. That's Erickson in motion. On 3rd down, Dalton zips it to A.J. Green, who got position of first down to the 41. Leslie Frazier, the first-year defensive coordinator for the Bills. Pressure is coming. The pass complete to A.J. Green. Inside the 20-yard line, he'll be tough to catch. He's dragged down from behind. Again, it was a battle with Tre'Davious White, and Green is able to win the battle.
He was 7th overall to the Browns, and now he's a member here. 2nd and 10. Oh, and it's pulled down by Green as that looked dangerously close to Artie Burns taking it the other way. You saw Watt. He's off to a very active start. Here comes the blitz. Dalton's pass. True to Green for a first down.
Ball back at the 8, 3rd and goal. Dalton to the end zone. It's caught. A.J. Green for the touchdown.
They can get in, so they're right in the thick of things.
First down. And Dalton's pass is caught by Green. And here he goes. A.J. Green for the touchdown. No flags are down, and the Bengals take the lead. 70-yard play.
You've got man-to-man across the board, so A.J. Green's at the top if that's where you want to go.
Dalton's going to loft it towards the end zone. Touchdown, A.J. Green.
And he's got 10 tackles so far today. Dalton. Oh, A.J. Green going up to get it with the feet in. Yes. What a grab by A.J. Green.
I would think the Bengals would want to hurry up and run a play.
He started for him. Mitchell's out with an ankle injury. On 3rd and goal, wide open, touchdown, A.J. Green.
In 3rd and 10 plus.
Dalton rolled away from the rush. His throw's on target. And it's a catch for Green and a first down. Tonight, but they're 5 out of 7. Here comes a Steeler blitz from both sides. Dalton to the end zone. Touchdown, A.J. Green.
Well, I was wrong about that. Pittsburgh came with a double corner blitz, and Andy Dalton shredded him.
Bengals on the move. The play fake in the pass, tipped and caught by A.J. Green. He stayed with it. He's down at the 27-yard line. A field goal try would have been from 55 yards, would have been too long. Trubisky just throws it as far as he can, and up they go. And it is incomplete.
It's A.J. Green back there.
2nd and 9. Dalton throws on a line to A.J. Green. And it's a first down.
3rd down. And now that's a nice catch by the 7-time Pro Bowler, A.J. Green.
Offensive tackles by slowing down the pass rush.
A.J. Green stutter steps by Slay and picks up 17 yards.
Turn those 2-yard gains into 6-yard ones.
He's done that today. Dalton, deep shot looking for A.J. Green. Green has got it. Touchdown. What a play. Dalton to Green. 38 yards.
3rd down and 2. Here's a blitz. Pass is caught. Good catch. A.J. Green. Foot race. His 2nd of the game. Touchdown, Bengals.
Fake to Bernard. Good block by the tight end. And downfield they go. They're looking for Green, covered heavily by 15-year veteran Mike Adams.
Dalton going to go deep, has his man on the far side, and he's got it. A.J. Green. 2nd and 10. Dalton. End zone again. Sliding catch in the end zone for the touchdown by A.J. Green.
Third down and 7 for Andy Dalton. Going deep and looking for his receiver, and he's got it. They're working on Fitzpatrick. We were just talking about that. Green has got it with an acrobatic catch.
Dalton over the middle, going up high. A.J. Green snags it. Tackled by Vince Williams. You like that matchup if you're Cincinnati?
Yeah, and I like the ball placement. There's no way.
The other guy who's come into his own is Tyler Boyd, who actually leads the team in receptions this year, number 83. And that pass is caught on the run by Green. And A.J. Green, in his 8th season, he's been to 7 Pro Bowls, stopped by Ron Parker after a gain of 28 yards. Back at the 25-yard line. Dalton fires into traffic, and that will be caught by the marvelous A.J. Green. Dalton, who's led 3 fourth-quarter comebacks, fires down the sideline, and that is hauled in by A.J. Green at the 30-yard line for a gain of 20. 3 in a row for him. It's a short drop and a fast throw down the right sideline, caught by Green to set up a 1st and goal.
Dalton for the end zone at A.J. Green. And A.J. Green has a touchdown. Ruled that. He came down with the ball on the feet in.
At least that's the way it looked at first glance. One timeout, 32 seconds. Dalton's throw open. Down to the 40 of Tampa Bay is A.J. Green.
Bengals begin from their own 25-yard line here in overtime. Quick cross up the seam, and it is caught. That's A.J. Green. First down, Cincinnati.
Bolt show pressure, rush just forward to the sideline for A.J. Green. Green pulls in. On fourth down, here comes that pressure. Burrow stands in, takes the hit. It's caught by A.J. Green, and he...
Burrow's third down pass behind his man, and it's
aren't really good in the quick passing game because you have to anticipate. That's not Burrow.
Could be a free play for Burrow. Throws it near side. 9:35 to play, fourth quarter. Can Burrow get the Bengals back into the end zone? We'll keep an update and an eye on that game. Back-to-back first down deliveries by Burrow. Back to the air again. Far side. Chase Young, who was on the sidelines the last 4 plays now, is back onto the field for Washington. 2nd and goal. Play action from Burrow. Throws near side. It is caught.
Boyd in motion. Allen off play action. There's A.J. Green. And A.J. Green with it. 4 for 5 on third down. They were 9 of 48 in their last 4 games entering play today. Allen has Green, and Green with a good. 3rd and goal. Looking for Green. There's A.J. Green. His 2nd touchdown of the 3rd and 6. Cowboys rush 4. Allen under pressure to the sideline.
Heal fast, Joe. We want to see you. All of us want to see you back as soon as possible.
Finley throwing for it and got A.J.
Brandon Allen. Sideline throw. Catch is made across the 40. It's Allen has time and throws for A.J. Green. He joins Hopkins on the near side. Murray looking right, throwing to the far side for A.J. Green. He's got it in the first down, out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Amani Hooker was in on the coverage, and they just left him open.
5 on 5 targets today. He just gained 25. And here's the strike to the far side. A.J. Green dives. Murray floats one up. Caught. A.J. Green. 2nd and 4 at the 20. Murray. And it's caught at the 40-yard line by A.J. Green. Green still moving, and he'll crash his way down. From the 49. Murray out of the empty set. Looks, fires. And caught at the 15. A.J. Green. 36 yards.
The Jags want to win this game. They have to get a stop on this drive.
Murray guns it. Oh, and a nice catch by A.J. Green at the 44.
4 wide receivers for the Cardinals at 3rd and 6. Murray has a moment here and fires. Catch made inside the 5. A.J. Green with a Cardinal touchdown. Despite the coverage, that 6'4" frame, he hauled it in against David Long, and the Cardinals have the lead.
Murray over the middle. Green is open, and A.J. Green all the way down inside the 20-yard line. Murray floating it for Green, and A.J. Green with the catch and the touchdown. 14 yards for A.J. Green, his 3rd touchdown catch of the year and his 8th career touchdown against the Cleveland Browns.
Being able to pick up the first down, so you cannot go to sleep here if you're Houston.
Murray with time, going deep down the sideline. It is caught inside the 5-yard line by A.J. Green.
Murray, pass wide
open, caught out across the 20. A.J. Green.
3rd down and 5. As McCoy fires downfield, and the catch is made by A.J. Green for a Cardinals first down from their 40. Colt McCoy, 19 of 23 in the first half. He throws, and it is caught for a first down. A.J. Green inside.
Connor in motion now. Murray fires, first down. That's a tough grab, but it's made by A.J. Green.
Some pressure from the Rams. Murray gets rid of it quickly. And it's first down yardage. A.J. Green got plenty. Rams alerted everyone about 5 hours prior to kickoff tonight. They'd be without their all-world player. Kyler running away from Leonard Floyd and throwing on the run. And it's caught. A.J. Green went up and got it. Murray did take a shot there. Hasn't been hit much tonight. Hopkins' first catch since midway through the first quarter. Back shoulder indeed to A.J. Green. And he stumbles down inside the 10.
Murray under pressure. Murray scrambling. Murray sets. Throws the deep ball. And caught. Whoa! First down. Arizona. A.J. Green. Lions showing blitz. Here they come. Murray, sideline, caught, first down, Green, makes another man miss, and breaks it inside. A.J. Green down to the Lions 10. Gain of 27.
On 3rd and 10. Colts bringing the house. One-on-one. They hit it. A.J. Green. First catch of the night, and it goes for 33 big ones. Cardinals pick up the blitz, pass downfield, is caught by A.J. Green. From 7 yards out for the 2 points and the tie, Murray directing traffic to the end zone, diving, and the catch is made. A.J. Green, whoa!
DeAndre Hopkins has been all over the place. So 1 spot, 2 spot, wherever you need him to be.
To the end zone, A.J. Green makes the catch. Spectacular for a Cardinals touchdown over David Long in the corner of the end zone.
Let's go.
Well, it's going to take a total reversal for them to be able to salvage this season.
McSorley out to his right. Eyes downfield, and he throws, and a nice catch by Green right on the sideline for another Arizona first down.
Cooper back to Blau. Deep downfield for Green, and he catches it. A.J. Green will take it all the way into the end zone, and that is a Cardinals touchdown. In the postseason, they'll be gearing up. McSorley's throw. What a catch down to the 36 by A.J. Green.